Hello again, and welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Rural Report. I am your Rural 2IC, and actually, I think a lot of you have seen that I have been playing around with doing different intros, just having a little bit of fun. I am not in any foreseeable future going to get rid of what you just watched of the intro for me. There's a lot of meaning behind it and different other things. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. So, uh, just having a little bit of fun. But speaking of a little bit of fun, I am going to bring you today's daily headlines report. And so, with that, let me introduce you to another one of these having fun moments. There you go. Okay, that's probably the only time you'll see that, unless I just happen to kick it up just for some good times and some fun. All right. So before I get into this one, I actually was listening to a podcast this morning while I was doing some work, and they were talking about having a global war. What's the odds of World War III happening? Different things like that. And somebody brought up a great point in this kind of like a roundtable discussion where they said, "Well, what constitutes it officially being World War?" And I immediately, I was working hard, writing, typing, doing different things. I just stopped and I don't know. And they didn't know. They couldn't answer it. So I immediately went to the internet and I typed it in, and there's nothing out there. I don't know if it's been blocked, censored, or if there just technically isn't anything. Let me put up what I did find. So right here is about the best one that I could find. Now, summarizing this, you can read it all right there. But summarizing this, it says that for it to be a major, like a world war, it needs to meet three criteria. One of which it needs to be a conflict of multiple nations around the world. Okay. Two, it needs to be fought in different locations around the world. Okay, fair enough. And three, it must be fought against great powers. Okay, fair enough. I will agree with that. This seems like a fair assessment. So where are we at now with all the conflict and everything going on around in the world? How close are we? Let me put it in perspective for you. So look at this picture right here. Now, if you can look at this, every country in red, okay, has either A, done something militarily to another country, or has had something military done to that country since January 1st of this year. So we just went through and read off the three criteria. Are we there yet? I'll let you make up your own mind on that one. Uh, all right, let's jump into this. So we talked about the Iran and Pakistan last night, and Pakistan did retaliate last night. So Pakistan launched a series of missiles, airstrikes, and drones against the IRGC. Uh, I believe this is the first time any country has successfully launched anything into the country of Iran since like the mid 1980s. So, you're talking like what, 40 years ago almost. So, um, now these strikes hit three different areas inside of the country. Seven of them were said to be ballistic missiles. The interesting part is that the report that I was getting a lot of this information from said that there was no Iranian air defense system that was activated at the time. Thus, there was no interceptions. So whatever was launched across border went in unimpeded. So interesting data point. Now the IRGC has basically put all their people. They've heightened their military. They've moved a bunch of different military troops and equipment down to the south eastern portion, basically right there on the border with Pakistan. So they're gearing up. There's a lot of pictures and videos saying Pakistan's doing the same thing. So data point, just something to kind of keep an eye on, see what's going on down there. Now, the U.S. and the U.K. did launch a new airstrike last night, also in Yemen. Again, they're trying to officially, from what they're saying, go after these anti-ship launching locations. Um, I don't know really what quite to say about that. Honestly, if they wanted to, that should have been done a long time ago. But okay, we'll just data point that one. So what is everybody doing about it? Well, NATO came out with an announcement today saying that they are going to gear up for a new exercise. They're dubbing this one Steadfast Defender. This is going to be slated to begin sometime in February. This is going to be the largest NATO exercise since the Cold War, and this is set to include 90,000 troops. Now, this is supposed to be a way to gear up in a cooler weather environment for a multinational joint response, I guess is what you would call it. And basically, what it boils down to, if you can kind of read between the lines, is that they're saying, hey, if Russia, decides to attack, we need to train for it. So this is supposedly their answer. I don't know. Again, your guess is as good as mine. Is this a way that they can go, hey, we're just training, we're just pulling all these people right up to your border, but don't mind us. It's just a training exercise. When in that fact, it's actually NATO's way of putting everything right where they need to, and then go, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and attack. So just keep it in mind. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but the opportunity is there if they so deem it. Speaking of which, the one of the biggest cities in Crimea, Sebastopol, was hit with a blackout. Pictures and videos all over social media about that. There was also reports that they were saying leaked reports that the U.S. has quietly been formulating a plan with Ukraine to go take out the Crimean Bridge. That would be a bad idea, but again, just we'll wait and see. I hate when hey, it's a leaked document sort of thing, but we'll find out if it's true or not soon enough, I'm sure. Now, there is reports coming out that the large part of northern Gaza has fallen away from Israeli control and is allegedly under full control of Hamas. There's all sorts of rumors floating around about this, that Israel's attention is turned, and Hamas just took advantage and went in, and there wasn't a whole lot of people there, so it didn't actually do a whole lot, or didn't need to do a whole lot in order to take control of it. Uh, I don't know. Again, you're going to have things from both sides on yes, it happened, no, it didn't happen. So just data point it, and we'll find out, as things come about in the future. Now, this one was interesting. So, Norway has told its citizens in a statement, comes from their Minister of Defense, that on January 19th, so tomorrow, that a digital message is going to go out to all the citizens. And basically, in this message, it could be asking some of these citizens to contribute vehicles and other resources for national preparedness. Now, they're saying that they could ask for these vehicles or other resources for up to 1 year, with the it might be extended sort of thing as as needed basis, I guess is what you can say on that. So it looks like Norway's doing the same thing with like Sweden and everything else, that they're getting their population all kind of ramped up, going, hey, there might be a conflict coming soon. So it'll be interesting to see how Norway responds over the next couple of days to this announcement, and maybe we'll get a glimpse on what these messages actually say as they get started to share across social media and other things. I'm sure that'll come out. Next, it looks like Jordan has launched some airstrikes into Syria. One of these airstrikes actually killed 11 people. So, again, now we're getting more and more people involved. Half of Poland was left with no GPS, and this was reported by Cyber Defender 24. And what they're saying in their report is that this is the consequences of a Russian electronic warfare in Kaliningrad. So uh, there's a lot of things again spread about this. Is it something that Russia's gearing up for? Was it a test? Was it this, that, whatever? I don't know. Sometimes of these things you've just got to take it for face value and go, okay, what happened? Well, GPS went down. Okay, everybody agrees on that part. Now, why did it happen? Who was it? You just got to do your own research and try and come up with your own conclusion on that one. Looks like Iranian militants have they came out, and first it was they did it, and then it all of a sudden went to a bunch of people saying it didn't happen, and then all of a sudden everybody came to an agreement it did happen. So Iranian militants successfully shot down an American MQ-9 Reaper drone. This was a reconnaissance drone. Flew out, was over an area, and then shot down. Now the big rumors are who got to the wreckage, because there is both videos of Americans flying out there very quickly trying to get it, and these militants walking around a thing. So whose video is real, I don't know. But it looks like this is 100% this happened. So data point that one. Next, it looks like the European Parliament has passed a way to have tougher measures, if you will, and this is supposedly to help with money laundering. And basically, what this is that they are now no longer allowing people to make cash payments over 10,000 euros. Now, if this doesn't scream the hey, we need to bring on CBDC, digital currency, because they're not saying anything about hey, I need to buy this $50,000 or $500,000 or whatever, yacht, plane, this, that, whatever. They said cash. That's what this whole bill is about. It's about cash. So keep that in mind, because if this goes over without a whole bunch of pushback, then this could spread, and it could be a really big stepping stone into a CBDC. All right, so let's move into the homeland. So, CNN's new chief executive is reportedly seriously thinking about starting to charge people to watch its news clips if they are trying to watch them from a mobile device. Now, they said that they are thinking about this because of the decrease in cable news. Now, I don't know if it's because it's cable news or if it's because it's CNN. There's multiple different reasons. Yes, I get it. It's a bunch of people are streaming different things. A bunch of people are trying to find different media outlets, different news sources, things like what I'm doing right here. But it'll be interesting to see what happens if they pull the trigger and go through with that one. So, uh, interesting. Next, there are videos coming out all over social media that is now starting to show Texas state troopers as they begin making arrest of illegal border crossers in Eagle Pass, Texas. So that's interesting. It looks like the way that everything's going on down there, that Texas is stepping up and they're winning. Hopefully, more and more of those videos start coming out. Hopefully, that's going to be maybe like a rally cry that more states get involved and start sending help down there. And maybe that's what we need to do is as states we help each other. It's just the same thing as having a prepper network. We can have a state network, and all it's going to do is just take one state. Hey, what do you need? You need us to come, send some boots on the ground, send some supplies, whatever, and then others start following, and then we all just come together and go, no, if you're not going to do your job and close the border, we as a state, we're going to go in and we're going to do it. So hopefully this is the start of something. Next, This one's a little interesting. So, the executive director of an organization called the Rainbow Resource Center. You don't know what that is, I don't blame you. I didn't know what it is either. This is one of those LBG, QT, whatever thingies. They're out of California. Well, this executive director was arrested. Now, can you guess why they were arrested? Well, if you have no idea, is because they were caught in a catch a predator sting. Okay, well, maybe some of you are a little surprised. Probably most of you are not. Well, maybe here might be the little head scratcher surprise on this. So, the group came out after this allegation and arrest and all that, and their statement was that this alleged crime was done on personal time and was not done on any of the organization's computers. So I guess it's okay, you know. I don't know what that even means, but they felt the need to make that as a public statement. Yeah, interesting times that we live in. Next, if you haven't seen it, it's mainstream, so I'm sure a lot of you have, but Congress has officially sent a stopgap bill to the White House for a temporary avoidance of a government shutdown. Uh, Again, we're just kicking the can down the road. Um, I don't know what this means for the Speaker of the House. I mean, you know, I've been seeing all over social media he's going to get McCarthy'd, which is quite clever, but you know, this can't keep going. You know, we're already way into the hole. We are $34.05 trillion into the hole. Um, they just want to keep going and going and going. There's a whole bunch I could have talked about on Congress. The Jamal, whatever, I forget. I don't know the Congress people's names, and nor do I care to. But one came up with a way to do reparations payments by saying we can come up with the money the way that we did with the CV-19er, and we just print a whole bunch and hand it out. And that's just ridiculous. The other one said that they want to introduce a bill to remove the Statue of Liberty. I, I don't know. I mean, yeah, and we could talk a whole bunch about that, but there's a bunch of people that's already talked about it. I know Pinball's talked about some of that and some other ones. Um, we're just going to leave that one alone, at least for now. Now, there is one thing that I wanted to put out before I wrap up. Um, this channel is for the new prepared. You know, if you're thinking about it, if you just started out, if you're just starting out, this is for the person that hasn't quite started or the person that's only been in it a day, a week, a month, things like that. One of the biggest things that I try to push to where I'm separate from all the other channels is that I want to bring you an idea. I want to get you motivated. I want to get you to that point to where here is the thing you figure it out for you. Now you can either take it and go, this doesn't apply to me, and push it off. Completely fine. You can take it and look at it and go, you know what, this is interesting. I need to look into it further. Perfect. Or I want to try this out, you know, see if it works for me. Excellent. That's all the things I actually want from this. If it doesn't apply to you, move on. No hard feelings. If you want to, I want to bring the idea. I want you to make your own choice. I want you to come up with your own opinion. I want you to figure out, do I want to try this? Is it a good idea? And maybe it is a good idea, but the way I showed you, you need to modify it so it works for you. We're all different. Everybody has a different situation. We're all at different points in our life. We're at different points in our preparedness. And so all I want to do is bring that motivation, and I want to bring that thought, that idea, and hand it to you. You figure out what you want to do with it. That choice is yours. This is where this comes in. I promise I'm going somewhere with this. So let me show you a picture of an actual Washington Post headline. Okay. So right here, this official Washington Post headline, as you can read, okay, Doing your own research is a good way to end up being wrong. Yeah, yeah, that actually said that they released that, and they weren't just the only ones. There was other ones that said very, very similar things, all on the same day, almost at the same time. Isn't that just weird? So for me, uh, no, no. You need to figure out what's going on. You do your own research. If I read something about Pakistan and Iran, and you're like, wow, that's interesting. Well, I brought it to you. You can go do your research. I don't want to tell you what to think about it. Yeah, I might pop in and share what my take is on it, but that's just to get you to think. I'm not sitting here saying you have to be on A side or B side or the green side or the purple side, or that is your decision. I'm just bringing you the headlines. I'm bringing you the ideas. You figure out what you want to do. This channel is all about doing your own research. And I will continue to push that because that's the most important part. This country is about freedom. And that freedom is for you to make up your mind. If you are on here, if you're a new member, welcome. I love having you guys. We all hang out on the workshop Wednesdays. We all have fun, which last night was absolutely hilarious. But we all just build a community, and it's one of those ones. If you are here, if this is your first time, or you've only watched an episode or two, if you are looking for somebody that you can click play and them tell you exactly what to do, you're on the wrong channel. That's not going to be me. I will try my best to inspire you. I will try my best to bring you some motivation, but the rest is up to you. You know, when SHTF happens, I'm not going to be there to hold your hand. I'm not going to be there doing everything for you, telling you what to do, what to think, how to act, all that. Mine is, hey, there might be an event coming. Maybe you should do something about it. The rest is up to you. You got to figure it out. Well, what is that event? I don't know. It could be this or it could be this. What applies to you? Well, what do I do about it? Well, here's, a couple of things. Maybe some food, some water, some medical. Okay, that's a great idea. So what specifically? Well, try looking at this or looking at that. I am never going to say you have to buy this specific brand of flashlight or you have to spend X amount of dollars on a knife, or you've come to the wrong channel. Not going to happen. So, all right, video is long enough. That's what I've got for you guys today. I hope you guys got a little something out of it. Got a little preachy there at the end, but I get passionate about this stuff because as much as I like to have fun and come on here and laugh and joke, um, it comes down to a point that as much as we try our best to hope for the best, there is a real possibility. If there wasn't a real possibility, none of us would be prepping. So since we are trying to be, prepared for whatever's going to happen, that means that there is a pretty decent chance that there's something to prepare for. That means that this could come down to life or death. And so, as much as I love to joke, I've also got to make sure that I take the responsibility of being serious into it and try and make sure that I deliver as best as I can to where as many people can get something out of it as possible. So, there we go. So here we go. Here's the wrapping end of everything on this. So if you made it to this far in the video, guess what? You rock. You guys are amazing. I love each and every one of you. Thank you guys for hanging out with me for a little bit on your Thursday. I get so much positive feedback and everything. You guys you're amazing. I don't know what else to tell you guys. So there we go. Stay tuned. There's definitely more information to come. Say it with me now. Above everything else, remember to remain united because we're all prepping in this together.